Welcome back. Local 15's Andrea Ramey is live for us this morning at the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo right now with how they're dealing with the elements for the animals the day after the storm. Andrea, hi there.
Yeah, hey there, Kelly. Well, as you can see, I'm standing in, this is about ankle-deep water right here. It was knee-deep in the back part of the zoo here, so obviously the zoo is closed today. And joining me right now is the zoo's director, Patti Hall. And you got the call about 7 this morning that there were some problems out here. What happened?
We sure did. They said we got hit hard. It was more water damage than anything. At least there weren't high winds. None of the exhibits were compromised. None of the fences were down. None of the animals got out. But this is the most rain that we have seen here, even during tropical storms, and even Hurricane Danny. We've had about 34 inches of rain right now in these low-lying areas.
And you've had to, this morning basically, you've been trying to move some of the animals from the exhibits that they would normally be in. We saw the coyotes up at the front, and they're not normally there. And you're just trying to get these animals out of these high waters.
Right. A lot of our hoof stock when we came in were in knee-high water, standing in water all night. So we have resituated the entire zoo. The zoo, the wolf pen was totally underwater, and we have them now in an encounter area. So we've been switching animals around all morning long, trying to get them out of the standing water.
Yeah, we saw the lions and the tigers that were up on
their decks, yes.
Because, I mean, their whole enclosure was flooded.
It looked like they were on a lake, actually.
And what do we have behind us here?
Well, these are our capuchin monkeys, and the great thing about monkeys and the birds, at least they can go up high, and so we don't worry about them. And as you see, they're sort of used to this. They're playing with their balls in the water, and it's just something different for them.
Yeah, and we'll just kind of walk a little bit. I mean, if you're familiar with the zoo, I mean, this is normally the sidewalk that you would walk along here, and you're able to feed some of the animals, which is a really nice feature of this zoo. You get to interact with the animals, and it's all underwater.
And this pen over here was hoof stock. It had alpacas in it, donkeys in it, and they were all standing in water up to their knees.
And
so we have repositioned them in different higher areas of the park.
And you showed us this water line over here. This is, Melvin, if you see this water line on this fence, this is where the water was, just a couple hours ago?
That's, well, what they told us when we, after the hurricanes with FEMA, if you take that water line and you go up about 12 to 18 inches, that's how high the water was, and then when it settled on that line right there, and now so it is going down. Mm-hmm. So as you see, it's dropped another 5 inches, and there's another 4 inches underneath that. So
okay. And sadly, you've actually had to deal with some loss of life here at the zoo, and that's the first time that has happened in what, the 18 years that you have been here?
Yeah, the 17 years that I've been here, this is the very first time that we've ever lost an animal to any natural disaster. Even our 3 evacuations from our hurricane, but we had 2 Patagonian Cavys that drowned last night, and 2 baby otters that we were raising to be re-released. Unfortunately, they both drowned also.
And the Patagonian Cavys, that's the 4th largest rodent in the world, and people hear rodent and think, oh, it's just a rodent. But I mean, to you guys, you're the caretakers of these animals. They have names to you, so it's a really big deal when you have this loss.
It is really difficult right now for my staff members. They know that they have other animals that need them, but the loss of coming in and finding what what's in their care has had drowned is just very heartbreaking. It's ripping us apart right now.
Yeah, and this was just one of these situations you just couldn't prepare for. I mean, at least
17 years we were here at 8:30 last night checking on the animals. We moved a number of animals inside the feed house, the areas that we knew that we might have problems in. Unfortunately, we did not know that area was going to get as bad as it did.
Yeah, and so right now, and if you just want to pan over here, Melvin, this whole back part of the zoo is just underwater. Today they're just trying to clean up. They're waiting for the water to recede. They're having to move the animals around to get them to higher ground. And so right now it's just the cleanup. The zoo is definitely going to be closed today and tomorrow, and hopefully the zoo will be able to reopen this Friday. Patti, thank you so much for joining us. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio. Kelly?